So today I want to talk about looking away from everything that will distract us when we're dealing with the law of attraction and we're working on manifesting our goals and our dreams and all of this stuff. That a lot of times what happens is we overlook progress. We overlook the laws working to our advantage because it might not be the car or the romantic partner or the money or whatever, the amount of money, but in seed form I believe that it's working. And what I mean by that is I'm going to share a couple examples, because this morning I was in my meditation time. I was just sitting up thinking about it. I was just thinking about goodness, and I was thinking about all of these things, because a lot of times when we wake up in the morning, man, we have to go ahead and set our minds. Like the Bible tells us to set our minds and to keep our minds set on the higher things. Because the moment you wake up, man, you're greeted with doubt, negativity, all this kind of stuff, man. I mean, like, it immediately, it's almost like your mind just like tries to like throw this program at you for you to just go ahead and latch on to it. But we don't have to. We can combat that stuff with positive thoughts. So I was thinking this morning, I was sitting up, I was thinking about, I got a couple of goals out there and a couple of things I desire to manifest and see done in my life. And it seems like a lot of times we're so far from it. We're so far away from our goals and our desires and all of this stuff. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my 3D world and I see it, and it looks totally different from what I desire to experience in my life. So immediately I start affirming myself. I start congratulating myself, patting myself on the back. I started utilizing some of the techniques that Neville talks about when Neville speaks about hearing someone's voice, how you can hear someone's voice. In his message, Living the End, he talks about how you can hear people's voices and you can literally put in their voice the conversation you desire to hear from them. It could be them congratulating you. It could be this or that. So I started utilizing all of these things, and I started feeling like my vibration going up. I started I feel like my energy was kind of like elevating. And I started thinking about, a lot of times how I've been blessed, but I've been like overlooking the blessing. So I'm just going to share a couple examples. One example in particular is how we don't really see you might not see the money, the certain amount of money. You might be believing for millions and all this kind of stuff. However, the universe is sending money. The other day, I was watching someone else's video the other day, and I was, I wrote down some stuff that she said, and she was talking about using this affirmation every time we put money out, we're to say, hey, as money goes out, money comes back into me multiplied. And it happens really quick, So I went and I bought something. I can't remember what I bought, but I bought something, and I remember saying it. I remember saying that affirmation. And this is no lie. By the time I bought whatever it was I bought, I can't remember. Yes, I do. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. It was a chicken dinner from Hattie B's. Shout out to Hattie B's, baby. Let's go. All right. So it was a chicken dinner. I bought the meal. I ate the meal. I enjoyed the meal. And I get to my destination. I get out the car and I'm walking. I unload my bags and I'm walking. And immediately I look down and there's money on the ground. Boom. All right. Money goes out. Money comes back to me multiplied. Okay. That's one example. Another example. Now this might not be what's on your vision board and all this kind of stuff, but you gotta be paying attention to the fact that the universe is is literally working on your behalf, man. It might not be the freaking the lottery win, but you got to see that this thing is working 24/7. All right, another situation. Okay, I got my expectation out for money and all this kind of stuff. I go to a customer's house of mine that I haven't been to in a very, very, very long time. Since probably around maybe November of last year. So I go to her house and she comes out, she greets me, all that good stuff. And she tells me, she was like, she's a little older, so she didn't kind of really recognize me or whatever. But as I was walking back to the car, she yelled my name. And I turned around. She was like, I thought that was you, this and that. You got hair on your face, stuff like that. Didn't recognize you for real. She said, hold up 1 second. She goes back in the house. She brings me a Christmas card. Now, mind you, this was like 2 weeks ago. This is February. She brings me a Christmas card. And I get in the car and I open up the Christmas card and it's like $40 in the card. Now, that might not be what I'm believing for, far as, my daily goal or, the goal I see me receiving every day or every week or whatever. However, the universe is working on my behalf. Look at that right there. And that's what I challenge you today to see that, it might not be the big wham bam, but just be mindful of what's going on around you. And if you would pay attention to that, you would take your focus. It would cause you to shift your focus off of everything that's wrong onto everything that's right. So I'm doing this myself. I'm challenging myself to look away. The Bible tells us, look away from everything that will distract, and for us to put our attention on Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Looking away from everything that will distract. Of course, the disconnect notice is a distraction. Of course, the repossession is a distraction. Of course, the pink slip at work, them telling you they're downsizing or they just don't want to use you anymore. That's a distraction. The diagnosis is a distraction. It's so many distractions. But our assignment, our daily assignment, is to set our minds and to keep them set on that which is good, lovely, praiseworthy, and of good report. Is it easy? Heck no. But is it necessary? Absolutely. It's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary. You got everything in front of you. You've already written the vision. You've made it plain. You've done all of these things. It's manifesting. It's manifesting. It's working. And I think right there that is like little hints. The little random little things that's happening. It's like little hints that, hey, God is on our side. The universe is on our side. And everything works to our highest good, regardless to what we may be experiencing right now. To shift your attention on that which is good. Shift your attention on that which is lovely. Shift your attention on that which is praiseworthy and of good report. That stuff that's good report, and one exercise you can do is what Neville mentioned in the message Living the End, when he talked about hearing. You can hear people's voices. People's voice. Your spouse's voice. Your children's voice. Co-workers' voice. Hear those people congratulating you, celebrating you. Hey, hear those people, man, bragging about you to someone else. Shift your mind, man, whatever it takes. But just be aware of the small things. It's good stuff happening in your world. It might not be your vision manifested, but good things are happening in your world. Every single breath is a good thing. Activities of our limbs is a good thing. You know, not receiving a phone call from a loved one with bad news is a good thing. It's a good thing. And if you're like me, having kids that are away at school, you know, all across the country, you know, 12 hours away and stuff like that, no news is always good news. Trust me. And all is well. So, guys, I just want you to be encouraged. I want you to know I love you. I thank God for you. Like this video. Comment on this video. Help me help you. This is a team thing, man. Let's do this thing. We got this. Let's go. Till next time, peace.